Another morning, another shitty IUL in my inbox. And it's Transamerica again. So you already know exactly how this is gonna go. But first, I need to eat. I'm probably just gonna settle for this protein drink because, yep, that'll do it. Let's get to work. Well, here we are, Transamerica and their foundation IUL. The first thing I see here is up in the right-hand corner. We kind of have a small description of how the policy is set up and what's happening. So it looks like there's a $500 per month premium. The initial face amount or death benefit is $269 with an increasing death benefit option and a
lump sum of 10 grand.
The client is a female, 37 years old, a preferred non-smoker. The agent put 100% of the money into the global index account, and it has a guaranteed floor of 0.75%. So that's the worst that this policy will ever return is 0.75% if the money is always in the global index. And the cap is 15%. Now, that cap is really good. 15% is a really high cap. But let's just take a look at this look back data really quick because the global index is a blended index, okay? So there's multiple individual indexes inside this index. One of them is the S&P 500, one of them is the Euro stocks, and one of them is the Hang Seng index. So when we think about how this index works, it's going to take each of these indexes and what they return each year and then apply that as one whole credit at the end of the year. We have all of our returns here from 2002 to 2021. So they're giving us a 20-year look back average. And the average is 8.92%. So it's almost like they know it's not going to hit 15% very often. How many times has it returned 15% in the last 20 years? 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll call this 5, 6, and 7, 8 times, okay? 8, so not even half the time. This index, the global index, is not historic. Even though all of the indexes inside of it are historic, that does not mean that this index is a historic index. We actually don't know what it's going to do because it's tracking different things and it's never tracked different things like this for a long period of time, right? Like this index was created for Transamerica's product. And then they're saying if it was an index in 2002, this is what you would have gotten. If it was an index in 2023 or in 2003, geez, this is what you would have gotten. I would have at least put 50% of the money into the S&P 500. It's agents get like deceived by these, oh, it's a 15% cap, so it's better. It's not better. It's not better. Anyway, I digress. Let's go check out the numbers. Now, what kills me about this is that when these agents are running 100% of the money in the global index, they're going to show a 7% return. A 7% return. It's not unrealistic. It's just this is hypothetical. Okay, 16 grand goes in. We have 15,000 earning interest. Okay, pretty good. $9,000 in the cash value. Sweet, love it. What do we got? 5 years, all right, 40,000 went in. My red pen is not working. Bruh. Hello. There we go. $40,000 goes in and we have $40,000 earning interest and $34,000 in the cash value. Okay. Like we're breaking even by year 5. That's what we want to see always. After 10 years, 70 grand went in. We have 81,000 earning interest and 76,000 available in the cash value, $350,000 death benefit. Our 100,000 has now turned into 140. All right. And if we go down to retirement age, 28 years of funding, 178 grand went in, we got 406, $675,000 in the death benefit. So we got our 21,000 coming out. If we scroll down, looks like that $21,000 is coming out every single year. The person would be 89 years old now. And they've taken out quite a bit of money They're still earning interest on 671,261 is left in the death benefit, or in the cash value, excuse me. We still have $500,000 in the death benefit. And this cash value has not gotten very low, which makes me really happy. Let's see what else we got later in life. So 95 years old was the last year we could take income, and then the policy is lapsed. Then we have nothing. So, client, don't you dare live to age 96 or you're not going to have any. You're not going to have a policy anymore. Like, why? Why would you do this? The projections on this, not great. I'm pretty sure the death benefit is way too high. So let's go look at the guidelines. Why should you trust me in what I say? Well, I have a reputation on social media for calling out bad agents and actually explaining how these policies work, not overinflating the numbers, and just being honest, telling people the truth about how these policies are supposed to be designed. Here are our guidelines. So our target premium, which is the minimum annual contribution to keep the policy in force, build a cash value over time, and not be required to pay more money at some point in the future. Okay. $2,600 a year. Not bad. That's a low amount compared to the $6,000, right? That they were wanting to contribute each year based off of $500 a month. Their initial minimum no lapse, so if they needed to drop it lower, $1,300 a year. Okay, the initial no lapse premium does not last the life of the policy. It does not suffice keeping the policy in force after a certain period of time. So say after 20 years, like that minimum no lapse premium is irrelevant, right? So the target premium really is the minimum. So we have the guideline annual premium. That's our max contribution per year on average for the life of the policy. It's $10,473. So they put in extra money in the beginning, which is ultimately going to offset the guidelines. $4,000 per year could have kept going into this policy, and then that would have max funded it. So maybe the client does want to put 10 grand per year into the policy and they just wanted to commit to $500 a month. That's totally fine. I would do the same thing. I could build the policy out, make the guidelines where the client wanted them if they wanted to commit to a lower monthly premium, and then be able to increase their premiums later or be able to do more lump sums going forward. That's totally fine. That doesn't mean that the policy is bad, but this client was told, like, if you put in the 10,000, you're going to build more cash value, and then you can only pay $500 a month, no problem. So we're not instructed that, hey, you're going to be able to continue doing lump sums. Are you sure you want to do that? I know that if they were given the opportunity to say, hey, actually, thanks for letting me know I won't do the lump sum, then they probably wouldn't have done it. The policy, honestly, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's not great. We're just not getting a lot of value out of it because it's not fully funded. We might have totally different results if we saw 10 grand going in every single year. That probably would have resulted in longer income and more income at the same time, which also would mean more death benefit long term. But there's something else I want to tell you guys about Transamerica. So I know there's a lot of text on the screen right now, okay? But really what I want to point out is this, the loan interest rates. Because Transamerica does not offer the loan rates that allow for the infinite banking concept, okay? They only offer fixed loan options. They do not offer indexed or participating or even variable loan options. And why does that matter? Well, a fixed interest rate, say it's 2.75%, which is really low. Great. Well, that loaned amount, let's say you pulled out 10 grand, right? The loaned amount is going to be charged 2.75% of interest, and the $10,000 is going to earn back 2%. That's it. And why does that matter? Because that sounds fine, right? Okay, I'm paying 2.75% and then they're crediting me back 2, like really I'm like netting 0.75. Well, When you take out a loan at a fixed interest rate and you get that credit back, that means that that money is no longer participating in the growth of the index options like this global index, right? So that 10 grand doesn't get to earn the potential 15% that the rest of the money is. So now you're taking a loss on the interest credits each year. And these are just the non guaranteed loan rates. The guaranteed loan rate is 3%, and they'll credit you back 2. I haven't ever actually seen that Transamerica offers net zero cost loans. If they do, and it's not in the illustrations and you work with Transamerica, please let me know. An index loan works like this. If you take out 10 grand and it's at 5%, a 5% interest rate, then that money, the 10 grand, gets to keep earning interest with the global index or the S&P 500. So if the index returns 9%, well, you were paying 5, you just got a positive interest credit in your account of 4%. You see how that's much more beneficial? Most insurance carriers offer this, but I haven't heard of Transamerica doing that, which makes their loan options so uncompetitive and just not a great policy when people are often getting IULs to be their own bank or do the infinite banking concept, or at least, be able to borrow their money and use it and still earn the same interest on it. You know what I mean? It's exhausting being the person that has to tell people, hey, this policy that your friend made you or that your relative set up for you sucks and they totally screwed you over. So please, life insurance agents, if you're watching this, do better, because you know what's going to happen? A policy that you made is going to come across my desk and it's going to be on this channel. If you liked this video, if you found value in it, or if you want to see how I would have set this policy up right, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments that you want to see the right way to have set this policy up. And otherwise, bye.